Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I am excited to share with you some advanced Blender tips that will take your 3D render to the next level. We'll dive into some unique lighting techniques, some camera setup hacks, and some composition tips. So let's start with lighting. Tip 1. Subtle light bounce using probes. To do that, I will have to quickly set up my scene and I will cut to after. Right now we rendered this is what we have, which is the light at the front, light from the side, and there are no rim lights or anything. But with light probe, we can have some light bounce over to that direction, and we will simply add light probe. There's volume, there's plane, the sphere. I'll go with the sphere and I will change it to box and scale it a bit smaller since our object isn't that big. And technically now we don't still have any light bounces, so you have to tweak your fall off until you get the light where you want. Grab this up and now you can see when you move it, you're already getting bounce offs. And this looks okay for me. Technically, I am happy with what I have right now. So our camera, we changed the angle to something like this. Now if we render it, this is what we have with the light probe, without the light probe. If we zoom into the object, we have with light probe, without light probe, without. So simply with light probe, you can have a little bit of light bounce on any surface you want without having to actually shine light on it if you don't want to shine light on the surface or corner. The second tip is custom light fall off, and for this one you need to switch to cycles. So switch to your cycles, GPU, denoise, switch to your shader editor and turn on the use nodes. And here for the strength you add light fall off, and you could use linear, quadratic, or constant. Add a color ramp to control the intensity of your light. And with the color ramp, you can play around with the colors to give you some intensity or less intensity. As you can see, if it's here at white, the light is really bright. If you move to blue, we're starting to have some darker color here, and here still bright. And if you move to lighter blue, it's brighter, green, yellow, red, and it's the same light temperature and the same light power. Third tip is layered lighting with different color temperature. Have this as blue. Say this light is already showing blue. You can make this one warm. And then we could have like another light from behind, make this less bright, and we have something like this. Or you could also make it green, any other color that complements the two colors from before. This is also another way to make your scene look more dynamic, more cinematic, and not flat temperature light. There are times that one temperature light works, but there are also times that using different temperatures will really make your scene stand out even more. And that is it for the light tips. Next we have the camera tips. First step is depth of field with custom plane. Adding an empty, have it in the center of your focal point. So we have it here, go to camera, depth of field, and select object. And there we have empty. What this does is if you have a more populated scene, you have scene with so many elements, so many objects, and you're moving things around, if you have your camera linked or your focal lens linked to an object, then using this will make sure that no matter what is moving around, your focal object will remain the same. For tip 2, we have animating camera sensor. In the movie world, we have stuff like dolly and dolly zoom and crane shot and the rest. And you can also do dolly zoom with your camera in Blender, making your focal point or your focal object come closer to the camera and everything else gets further away from the camera. And one easy way to do that is by having your camera. Let's look through the camera. So we have this object here and we want it to get closer while everything else pretty much stays the same. If the camera is animated here, keyframed, and we bring it over here and we move our camera closer to the object, something like this. First, you have your camera animated, it's coming closer to your object, and from your first frame, you come over to your camera settings, you find your size, sensor fit size, and if you make this your starting point and you make the number higher, your background will move away from the camera when your camera is getting closer to it, because the higher the number, the farther away it gets from the sensor. The smaller the number, the closer it gets to the sensor. So if we make this 60, see the jump from this to this. We can see our background is practically in the same spot and the object is getting closer. The third tip is quite popular. We all do it, we all use it, we all know it, which is denoising your viewport. If you don't have your denoise button on, this is what you get. It's hard to tell if you're actually doing anything great unless you pause and you can still see the noise, like you cannot do anything. Your denoise will help a lot. And you could also use your GPU, or you could also use your optics or open image denoise for your viewport. That is all for the camera setup. Next, composition. Did you know you could use rule of thirds, golden ratio in Blender when you're working to set up your scene? Having your camera selected, over here we have composition guides. Golden ratio is kind of the best, most cinematic and artistic composition guides. Say you have a character that has eyes and you place the eyes over here. That's going to be one of the first things people see when they look at your frame. This point, this point, this point, and this, followed by these points over here. Next, intentional use of negative space. We always feel the need to fill up the space. We feel like if there's empty space, then you have to add more things. For example, this image, at first when you look at it, you can see that there's an object in the center of the frame which draws your eye in. At the top right, there's also another object that looks like it could be the center of attention. And we also have this light play over here, and we have this light here, we have this here. It's hard for your eyes to stay in one place, item or main object, because there's so many other equally nice things in the scene that are drawing your attention. An image like this, first look, it's very clear that it's a flower shop with a tree beside it, because this whole space has nothing distracting the viewers from what you want them to see, which is a flower shop with tree. And lastly, did you know you could have a frame within a frame? This is a camera frame, so we could put Suzanne in a frame inside of our frame. Best ways to do that sometimes is by using a window, a doorway, a hall, a gate, or an arc, something that frames around your main object that people will have to notice it first, putting it in the center. If we were to render the scene, it doesn't matter if the object on the far left, on the far right, once you see it, you know, okay, we're supposed to be focusing on the object in the middle of this frame, wherever the frame is. So to quickly recap, we talked about lighting techniques, camera setup, and composition tips. For the lighting technique, we mentioned using light probes for subtle bounces. We talked about creating custom follow-ups and also layering different color temperature. For camera, we talked about depth of field with custom focal plane, animating camera sensor, and we also mentioned denoising viewport. For composition, we mentioned the golden ratio grid, we mentioned the intentional use of negative space, and framing within a frame. That's it for today's advanced Blender tips. I really do hope that this lighting, camera, and composition tips really help with your Blender projects, and if you try them out and you like them, I would like to hear your feedback in the comment below. And if you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up and comment and share, and also subscribe for more. I will be seeing you in the next one.